What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you at school? It was the first day of class, and I was on my way to my second class, the Science of Happiness. When I arrived, the professor was nowhere to be found. However, there was a handsome buff guy scribbling notes in the back row. I am not a shy person, and I like handsome buff guys, so I sat next to him and introduced myself. He said his name was Dan. The professor still had not shown. We had a university ruling that if the professor didn't arrive after 15 minutes from the time the bell rang, we could leave class, so I was hoping that I would get class off today. Excluding the presence of me and my fellow students, the only evidence that there was even a class in session was a blackboard note with the name of the professor, the class code, and the class schedule. The professor had a funny last name, so my classmates who arrived earlier made fun of the professor's name. One guy even got up and did a whole mini mock lesson comedy routine entirely based around the professor's name. I won't say what the professor's name was, but it was very close for a euphemism to a specific piece of male anatomy. I spent my time trying to get close with handsome Dan. I asked about his major, his schedule, anything to get to know him and to kill time. He had a great sense of humor to go along with his good looks, and I was hoping to spend a great bit of time studying with him this semester. When I ran out of questions, I ranted that the professor was a joke and joined with the rest making fun of the professor's name. Dan laughed with us and even initiated more jokes about the professor. His best was, "It seems like professor, name, couldn't get it up this morning on time to make it to class. Sorry, I meant couldn't get up." The whole class erupted into laughter. At the 14th minute, everyone was looking at their watches and doing their countdown. At the last 20 seconds, Dan stood up from his chair, walked towards the blackboard, and said, "Okay, class." We then found out that it's always been his habit of pretending to be one of the students as an icebreaker. What an icebreaker.